to the services, resources, and individuals in the ASU libraries that can help you. Where are the ASU libraries, you might ask? Well, we're everywhere. We are online 24/7 and have 4 campuses including Downtown, Polytechnic, Tempe, and West. ASU also has a campus in Lake Havasu and an online campus called ASU Online for students who are enrolled in online-only programs. We have 8 different libraries on the 4 campuses. The ASU Libraries has the collections and services that connect you to the best information available for your research. We have millions of books, including over 400,000 ebooks, over 600 research databases, more than 80,000 e-journals, plus streaming videos, maps, government publications, media, and more. There are 4 education librarians to help you. For your convenience, Alexandra is downtown, Linda is in Tempe, Ellen is at Poly, and Bea is at West. Our phone numbers and email addresses are listed on the screen for your convenience. But before we talk about education and your education librarians, let's focus on the library more broadly, including some of the services and resources we provide. Whether you take classes on a campus or online, the library homepage is your gateway to resources and services. You can access the ASU libraries directly using the address lib.asu.edu, or you can access the libraries through MyASU. Once in MyASU, select the book icon on the left. Your ASU Write ID and password are required to log into MyASU. Let's take a look at several important links on the library homepage. First, you have 3 important library accounts, which we will discuss in a minute. Get Help. This menu includes links to Ask a Librarian, the library's 24/7 chat reference service, library guides, Help Star, the library's technical support service, and much more. Next, on the left side you will see About the Libraries, which contains detailed information about how to find books, journal articles, CDs and DVDs, e-books, specialized collections, and services for students. Last, notice there is a list of frequently used databases. These are some of the databases getting the most heavy use. You can find one of our other 600 research databases by clicking on the Research Database link near the top of the page. We'll talk a little bit more about research databases later. You have 3 different library accounts. Let's take a look at why you have 3. First is My Library account. Just sign in with your ASU Write ID and password. Use this account to manage checked out items, requests, and help with renewals and fines. Next is My Iliad account. You can set up your Iliad account using your ASU Write ID and password. Use this account to request materials from other ASU campuses or from libraries outside of ASU. More about Iliad later on. The last one is My RefWorks account. Use this account to keep track of research, format citations, create bibliographies in any style, and much more. When you registered, you got an ASU Sun Card. You can use your Sun Card to purchase meals in the dining room, buy things at the bookstore, or gain access to sports events. Your Sun Card is also very useful at the ASU libraries. Your Sun Card will be needed to print, borrow books, and gain access to libraries with ASU-only hours. We looked at some basic resources linked from the library homepage, such as your 3 library accounts and Getting Help. Now let's take a closer look at the Services for Students page found on the left side. The Services for Students page is full of valuable information to help you with your library and information experience. We'll take a quick tour of some of the important things and then look at them in greater detail as we go along. First, there's an Ask a Librarian link in the upper left corner on this page. You will see this Ask a Librarian icon throughout the library's website. Next, you see Manage Your Account. This is linked to your library account that we talked about before. Here you can update your personal information, see what you have checked out, or renew books. Requesting materials and interlibrary loan are similar. Requesting materials tells you how to request materials owned by ASU libraries. Say you find a book in the library's catalog. You will request it be pulled and held for you at your home library. If you need resources not owned by the ASU libraries, then interlibrary loan is your ticket. Simply request what you need using the ILLiad request process. The libraries find the book, report, or journal article you need and make it available to you, often within 24 hours. Articles are scanned and a link to the digital copy is sent to you by email. Moving down the same column, you will see a link to the library hours. The library homepage lists the hours for each library, but this link takes you to a detailed calendar listing of hours. There are different study zones in the library. Some areas are busy and generate more conversation, but for those looking for total quiet, we also have those spaces available. Each library has a limited number of study rooms. Some have overhead projection and a computer to work on collaborative projects, while others have a whiteboard. Looking at the top middle column, we have links to our research databases, the library's catalog, library guides, and more. We'll talk about all of these in greater detail later on. Often your instructor asks you to read an article or a report, or maybe even view a video. When this happens, they put it on reserve for your class to use. To see what is on reserve for a class, you can search by the instructor's name or course number. There's also a link to reserves on the library homepage. On the Services for Students page, we pointed out some of the research sources available through the libraries. Let's begin with the ASU Libraries catalog. If you need to find books on a specific topic, you can search the catalog. The easiest way to search is by using keyword. Before we actually do a search, though, let's look at a couple more things. Click on View Search Tips. When you click on Search Tips, you will see some examples of different ways to search the catalog, including using Boolean operators such as AND. Let's look at the different tabs across the top of the catalog search screen. If you click on the Advanced Search tab, this window will open. You can limit your search to specific library locations, types of resources, languages, or even publication date. Looking at the last tab on the right side, notice there is a tab for searching reserve items. Again, you can search under your instructor's name or the course number. Now click on the Journal Title Search tab. Use this search when you want to find out if the library has a specific journal available online or in print or microform. So now let's try a quick search in the catalog. Type in Learning Strategies and press Search. Searching the entire library collection using the keywords Learning Strategies, we get quite a few items returned. Let's look more closely at the titles in the results list. On the left side, you see the icon for a book to indicate this is a book versus something else. Next, look at the location for the first title. It says online, so this is an ebook. Going to the next or second title in the list, notice the location here. This one has a location of West Stacks. This means the book is in the Fletcher Library on the West Campus. Moving to your right, you will see the call number. You need this call number to find the book on the shelf. On the right side, you see the status. This book has the status of shelf, which means it is not checked out and therefore is available. The last title shown is located in the Hayden Library on the Tempe campus and also has a shelf status. Let's click on the second title in the list that is in West Stack. This record shows the full information about the book. There are several important things to point out here. If you want to get this book now, you can click on the Requests link to have it pulled and held for you to pick up at the checkout desk. If you are at the West Campus, you can also go to the stacks and pull the book yourself. If you are at another campus, the book will be sent to that campus for pickup when you click on the request link. If you want to remember this title for later, rather than using it now, you can click on Add it to my list. Several unique features in the catalog are shown on the right. You can text this record to yourself or to a friend. You can export the citation to your RefWorks account, or if you want to see how this book would be cited using APA or MLA, click on Cite this item. To check out a book, go to the Information and Circulation desk. Whether you pulled the book from the shelf yourself or had it sent from another campus, this is your checkout location. Your Sun card verifies you as a student eligible to check out books. It also verifies the loan period based on your status. Undergraduates have a 2-week checkout time for most books. You can ask the staff at the desk to check the book out for you, or you can use the self-check machine to do it yourself. And for your convenience, most books can be returned at any library location. Earlier, when we talked about the Services for Students page, we briefly talked about interlibrary loan and the ILLiad request process. One of your 3 library accounts is your ILLiad account. This allows you to request materials not owned by the ASU libraries at no cost to you. A new service called Borrow It Now can be used to retrieve books from 33 different libraries in the central and western regions of the U.S. This service is similar to traditional interlibrary loan, but it is automatic, giving you faster service. If the book you need is not available and you see the Borrow It Now logo in the catalog, click on the link to submit a request. There is a library guide that explains the different borrowing services available to you, including interlibrary loan, document delivery, and Borrow It Now. We briefly mentioned library guides when we were on the Services for Students page. You can access them from that page, but there are actually several other paths to library guides. They are also accessible through the library link in My ASU or directly from the library homepage. Now let's take a look at the main library guide page. There are 4 different kinds of library guides: research or subject guides, course guides for specific classes, how-to guides, and current topics guides. If you look at the left column, you will see the broad subject areas that have guides. We'll choose Education. Before we look at the Education Library Guides, let me point out that you can also browse all of the guides from an alphabetical list. What we see on this screen is an alphabetical list of the how-to guides. When we click on Education, we see a list of guides that are a mix of research or subject guides and course guides. The first one is a course guide developed for the ASU 101 students in Teachers College. The second guide brings together some of the major educational resources needed by education students. This is what the ASU 101 course guide looks like. When there is a library assignment, you will find that listed here with the research components of the assignment highlighted. ASU 101 is an overview of the university for freshman students and usually doesn't have a big research assignment. Notice the tabs across the top which link to additional resources. The Education Library Guide provides the core educational resources in one place to make it easy for students to easily find the information they need. There are tabs focusing on specific resources or types of information. Some of the tabs, such as Teaching Resources, have several pages in the drop-down menu. Looking at the right side, you will see the education librarians listed with our contact information. Earlier, we mentioned that in addition to course and research guides, we also have how-to guides. This how-to guide is on citation styles. Notice the tabs across the top for different citation styles such as APA, MLA, Turabian, Chicago, and more. APA is the preferred style for education, so we'll focus on it here. In your English classes, though, you will likely use MLA. Notice that APA has several pages listed in the drop-down menu. Each one covers a different aspect of APA, such as how to use in-text citations, how to format a bibliography, and last, some examples of citing resources using APA style. These examples include books, journal and magazine articles, websites, email conversation, and many more. The other styles also have additional pages in their drop-down menus. Remember, one of your 3 library accounts was a RefWorks account. RefWorks offers you a place to store and organize your citations for different research projects. RefWorks will also format your citations in the style you choose, APA, MLA, Chicago, or one of the other many citation styles available. For help using RefWorks, there is also a how-to library guide available. This library guide is packed full of all kinds of information to help you use RefWorks. Earlier, I pointed out Ask a Librarian and said we would discuss it later. If you are a late-night researcher or you get up with the roosters to do your research, we are available to answer your questions. Ask a Librarian is ASU's 24/7 chat reference service. You can chat with us, or if you prefer, you can email your question. Call us or go to the information desk during the hours the library is open and get face-to-face help. We also have subject librarians for each ASU major. Remember, you have 4 education subject librarians. Several times earlier, we pointed out research databases from the library's home page. On the taskbar at the top of the page, under Frequently Used Resources, and on the Services for Students page, there are many ways to find research databases. Our data shows that most students access library resources through MyASU, so let's look at accessing research databases there. There is a link to all research databases. Also on the search box, there is a tab for library guides. First, we'll click on the All Research Databases link to see where that takes us. Then we'll use library guides as a mechanism for finding research databases. On the Research Database page, you have several options, but they assume you already know certain things. You can find databases in the alphabetical list if you know the name of the database. The primary databases for education are ERIC and Education Full Text, so you can find them under the letter E. Although they are the main databases, there are others that are relevant to education, such as PsycInfo and even Academic Search Premier. When you do not know what databases are best for education, you can search for them by subject. In the drop-down menu, you can select the subject Education. There are still many options to select from, and how do you know that ERIC is the top education database in the U.S. and actually across the world? On the right side of the page is a list of frequently used databases, and there is ERIC. But again, you need to know that ERIC is the place to search. Remember, we had the option of selecting library guides from MyASU. We also showed you how to search for a guide by the subject to locate the Education Library Guide. You also have the option of bookmarking it on your computer. Look at the second tab on the left next to the Home tab. That tab is for article databases. When we click on the Article Database tab, this page opens up listing databases relevant to education. In the center column are those databases most specific to education, including Education Full Text and ERIC. Below that section, you'll see databases useful for physical education. You cannot see all the databases in that section or the more advanced research databases such as dissertations and theses, but believe me, they are listed there. In the left column, we've listed several of the databases that are multidisciplinary or general in content. The first one, Academic Search Premier, covers all subject areas and includes scholarly publications, plus magazines and newspaper articles. You will use this database a lot in your freshman English classes, but it is also a good source for education topics. Now let's take a quick look at Education Full Text and ERIC. If you access these databases from off-campus, you will be prompted to log in with your ASU Right ID and password. The default search screen in Education Full Text is the basic search, which has one search box similar to Google. Google searches are usually a string of words, but a research database is a much more sophisticated searching mechanism. To get the best results when searching a research database, you should combine your keywords using AND or OR. I changed the basic search screen here with one box to the advanced search with several rows of boxes. This is the search we recommend you use, and rather than think of it as the advanced search, call it the easy search. It's easy because you are guided through the search with the AND already in place. Type in your keywords into the boxes and click on Search to see your results. Looking under Search Options, you see that you can limit your results to academic journals, to scholarly peer-reviewed journals, to specific publication dates, and much more. You can also put limits on the search after you see your search results. Look at the options under the Refine Your Results section to see what those limiters are. Now let's take a look at ERIC. We'll search the same keywords as we searched in Education Full Text. The default search screen here is the advanced search with 3 rows of search boxes. Again, think of this as the easy search rather than the advanced search. In this search, you are guided as to where to put your keywords, and the AND is already in place. Again, under Search Options, you can select different ways to limit your results. You see only a few of the options here. Let's take a look at our results. This is the search results screen in ERIC. I'd like to point out a few things, beginning with the search box at the top. Notice the keyword phrases are the same as those we searched in Education Full Text, and they are combined using the word AND. Also below, you notice a number of words highlighted in yellow. These are the words we searched. Next to each entry, there's an icon that looks like a mortarboard and tassel. This indicates that these articles are scholarly. Looking at the column on the right, you see there are many options for limiting your results, such as peer-reviewed, scholarly journals, and more. Below this, there's also an option to limit your results by date. A couple of other things I'd like to point out for you include the Get It at ASU icon. Click on this button to see if the library has this article full text online. Remember, if we do not, you can request it using the Iliad process. The next thing is in the red circle. You have the option to print, email, download, or export your search results. If you choose to export, you can send the citations to your RefWorks account. As you progress through your classes, you will have many opportunities to search education databases and learn more about how they work. To finish this quick tour of library resources and services, let me again emphasize for you how important it is to get to know your education librarians, Alexandra, Ellen, Linda, and Bea. If you need help with your research assignments or need help navigating the ASU Library's resources and services, remember we are on all 4 campuses to assist you. If your campus librarian isn't available, please feel free to contact one of the others. You can call, email, or drop by our office for help. We are happy to schedule a time to meet with you one-on-one if you are interested in that. Thank you, and we look forward to helping you with your research.